Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how to make strawberry pancakes. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get our cooking surface heated, get it preheated. I have about a cup or so of some just add water pancake mix. And what we're going to do with that, I also wanted to show you guys how to slice up the strawberries to go into your pancakes. Now there's a couple of things you can do with this, where you can do this before, or you can just make a syrup out of this and add this to your maple syrup, or even buff up your Miss Buttersworth. But what you just want to do is just make 2 cuts into the strawberry, 1, 2 perpendicular cuts. And then once you do that, you'll get these nice, beautiful slices, essentially quarters of strawberries. And we're gonna fold that into our mixture a little bit later. What I have over here is about a cup or so of water that I've added some vanilla extract into. So you always want to have a little bit more in case it's not enough and you feel like your pancakes are going to be too thick, and you want to make sure that you have that ready to go. So I did a little bit more than what I need. I'm just going to mix that in, but before I do, I'm going to zest in just some orange zest. So I have my microplane. Right, it's a tool that a lot of us chefs use in the kitchen. Also on your box graters and some of your other graters, you can find this level of cut on there, but this is just something that a lot of us chefs use. You can get it for a few dollars at like Bed Bath & Beyond or some of your other retail stores. That's just gonna kind of enhance the flavor a little bit. You don't have to do that. That's just something that I enjoy doing. So next thing we're gonna do is add the liquid into our dry ingredients. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that, and you could also put the zest into your liquid as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and add it in here. So get a slow stir and just kind of watch the consistency of your pancakes. You do not want to over mix, especially once the base, the flour portion is in there, right? So I got that in. It's getting a pretty good consistency. And you can have a few lumps in there, that's not bad. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that. It's a little watery. So at this point, I could always add a little bit more mix or a little bit more flour. And then another trick you can do is also just let it sit for a while and just allow the dry to absorb into the wet. And it'll kind of thicken up as it sits. So I'm just gonna give my pan a little bit of time to heat up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get the pancakes started. Okay, so right before we put our pancakes down, we went ahead and put about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons or so of coconut oil on our griddle. If you don't have a griddle, you can do the same thing in a pan. But as you can see, it's kind of thickening up a little bit there. Right before you put them down on the flat top, you want to go ahead and fold in your strawberries or your cooked apples or whatever fruit you want to do. And by fold it in, we just mean we don't want to get too much of a stir, because that builds up the gluten. So it's a simple fold over and fold under, and you just kind of rotate it in a figure 8 motion. All right, so once we have that, we're good to go, and we're ready to drop our pancakes. So we're gonna grab our ladle. If you don't have a ladle, you can use an ice cream scoop or what we call a portion scoop, and these are gonna be heavily infused with strawberries, which I like. This actually cut down on the amount of syrup that you use because you have the sweetness of the strawberries, which I found at one of my local grocery stores, 4 pints for $5. So I thought that was an amazing deal. Some of you may be blessed to live by a farm to where you can go and get these or do the self-pick farms, which is a great thing to do. Not sure if they're allowing us to do it with the quarantine right now, but it is something good. So just try to flatten your strawberries out some so they don't stick up too much like mine's doing over here. All right, let me get that. So just kind of pay attention to where you are on the pan and the order in which you did it. I'm not sure if I actually did an order, but we're gonna make it work. So just remember, you look for the bubbles to let you know when they're about ready to flip, and you look for browning on the edges of the pancake as well. So once you have that, you know that your pancakes are ready to turn. So that one's gonna be a little weird shape. I just added all my leftovers there to that, and get this area kind of cleaned up for you guys a little bit. As you can see, it's starting to brown on the edges, right? So that's letting us know it's ready. And also, that's why it's so important to preheat your pan that you're gonna use, because it helps with this process, okay? So I'm looking for the ones that are browning, they're sizzling, they're bubbling, right? So we're gonna get that very nice light golden brown color here, all right? And don't worry, I promise you they will cook all the way through. And the way to test is to always just try to go around the bottom with just the edge of your spatula. And if you can get all the way to the middle, then you're ready to go. All right, so I know that one was last, and then we're gonna come over here. These babies are gonna be good to go. And then our second to last one. I actually usually let my almost 8-year-old son do this because he's actually a better turner than I am, but right now he's vegging out right now, so we'll get him on the next episode. But it's just some quick tips I wanted to show you guys with this. And you can use any type of syrup that you want. With these, like I said, sometimes I take the strawberries, I cook them down, I add them to the syrup and cook it on the stove with some butter, and then that's my strawberry syrup for the day. Or you can use a regular maple syrup, anything. I like the Cracker Barrel style where you heat it up a little bit to get it going. But these are our pancakes. Hopefully you guys will enjoy making these yourself. Like I said, I used a just add water pancake mix this morning, and then kind of just put my own spin on it with the zest and with the strawberries. And then, like I told you guys, using the coconut oil and the griddle, so that kind of enhances the flavor a little bit, as well as adding the vanilla extract to the water. All right, so hopefully you guys will enjoy making these.